So now tell me, at what age did you develop this, interest in reading?
I would say probably in
On
2017.
average, how many books do you read in a month?
In a month, I would say that I read at an average
Now
three
you
books
tell
per
me
week.
your tips. How can you read so, like, for so long, and like, just give me your insights. 6 books, almost 7 pages in a minute.
Okay, that's amazing. I never thought that I can read that much.
That's the reason I calculated it.
In front of my friends, I feel that I'm really funny. I would give myself a 3.5. That's actually really
Wow,
good for me. No,
a
no,
little more.
never like that. Because I
Hmm.
know that if I sleep even for 1 minute, and even if I set an alarm for 1 minute, then also I'm not gonna wake up after 1 minute. I'm definitely gonna wake up after 2 hours. Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
All right, so you're back at your home now. Back to your home
Yeah.
in like, was it Bhilai?
Yeah, Bhilai.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, I can see a lot of books behind you. Wow,
Yeah.
is this your room?
Yeah, I mean it's a part of my room. It's just it's connected to my room, but it's not exactly in my room.
Okay, so who reads all of these books? Like,
The top two shelves are of my parents, but all the other shelves are mine.
wow, you've read so many books. Okay, now tell me, what is the best book you have read so far?
I would say I really love to read Journey Stilton books, and I would say those books are the best books I have ever read.
All right, so what is it about?
It's about a life of a mouse just acting like, not acting means, it's just the life of a mouse. Means just the mouse are being portrayed as human beings, and they're
Oh,
shown as if they could talk, go to work, earn money, and all that stuff, travel in airplanes, all that stuff.
just like that movie Stuart movie,
Yeah,
kind of. Okay, so is it fiction or like what is it exactly?
it's fiction only, totally
It's fiction.
fiction.
So is it a philosophical book or maybe a psychological book? Like how
No,
does it
no,
help?
it's just like fun.
Okay, little stories, alright. So now tell me, at what age did you develop this, interest in reading?
I would say probably in 2017, and that's about 5 years ago.
5 years ago, and you were in third standard that time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
So at an early age, I think you developed this habit of reading.
yeah.
Okay, on average, how many books do you read in a month?
In a month, I would say that I read at an average 3 books per week. So 3 into 4, near about 6, 7, maybe.
Seriously, how can someone read so much? 12 books in a month. Seriously.
Not actually 12, 6 books or seven
Okay,
books.
6. But that is still too much, okay? Now you tell me your tips. How can you read so, like, for so long, and like, just give me your insights on it.
I would say that if you want to start to get that reading habit, so I would say get a book that is really good. For example, the first book I read means the book that caught my attention and got me into reading. I would say that was these Journeymo books only, Journeymo Stilton books. And I would say that's if you want to get a habit, get of learning, of studying, not studying, reading. So you first have to take a very interesting book to get into that story and get a little interest in that. So that's what I
Okay.
would say.
All right. So Journeyman Stilton. Okay, it's a mouse and haunted castle. Okay. I just looked for it. It's on
Oh,
Amazon.
wow.
How many books have you read so far of like this art, like this author?
uh, Near about 70.
70 books.
Yeah.
You know what? To be honest, I have only read about maybe like hardly 15 books in my life so far.
Oh.
You can read so, like, you've been reading since 2017, right?
Hmm.
You know what I'll do? I'll just look for a book which is interesting, which is quite indulging, and I'll try to
Yeah.
read it on a daily basis. So,
Hmm.
like, how do you go about it? Like, do you have fixed pages to read, or do you read as per your convenience, or like,
I just
how does
read
it work?
whenever I feel like, and on an average, I can finish a book with 200 pages in just half an hour. So, according to that, it's just like a fun little thing to do.
Okay, so we're talking about speed reading here. Like, you read really fast.
Uh, yeah, means I've got that habit. It has
Hmm.
become very easy because I have been reading for a really long time. That's why.
200 pages in half an hour.
Hmm.
You know what? It's too much. Let me calculate how many words, like how many pages you can read. Okay, 200.
Okay.
200 pages in 30 minutes. Let's see what's the average is. Okay, you can read almost 7 pages in a minute.
Okay, that's amazing. I never thought that I can read that much.
That's the reason I calculated it in the
Oh,
first place. 7 pages in a minute is too much. I think it's almost 1 page in 10 seconds.
yeah, it's just like flicking through the
Hmm.
pages.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
running towards
because
it,
the
right?
book has pictures as well, so
Hmm.
one
Hmm.
page is picture, half of the page is picture, so that's why maybe.
That's why 200 pages.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
not
thought,
that easy. I can read 10
so I
a
thought,
page in 10 seconds.
yeah, so I thought pages like these, like
Oh no,
only
not
text.
no, I'm not interested in reading all that stuff.
Okay,
It's
so
like a
you
bore.
have this thing. You have this thing for like you try to visualize and see the pictures, some lexical
Yeah.
resource like that.
Means it takes me a lot of while to convince myself to read if the book doesn't have pictures. Means right now I'm reading this Alice in Wonderland book, and
Hmm.
till now I started reading it 2 weeks ago, and till now I have only read like half of it. Means I thought that I would complete it in just 1 week, but books that don't have pictures, they just don't attract me that much.
Okay, so you prefer reading books which has pictures.
Yeah, at least a few pictures. I don't want like pictures in every page, but at least a few pictures here and there.
Okay. Can you tell me a few reasons why everyone should read books?
Everyone should read books. I would say that if you read books, it gives you different ways in which you can say a sentence, because in books it tells you very artistic type of ways to say something, and it can be really good if you try to use that in your conversations, and it can sound a little fancy for your
Fancy,
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you get many different words, and sometimes grammar structure or new things when you read books that are written by native speakers, the native people from the people who
Hmm.
speak English. So that's why I feel that if you read books, you get a lot of new stuff from that. And one more thing, that if you are reading a book, it also it increases your patience level maybe, or your ability to stay in one place and focus on one thing. So I would say these are the advantage of reading books.
Yeah, it develops your proficiency and it also gives
Yeah,
you a different perspective altogether, right?
yeah.
Like how things can be done and how the world works, what all
And
things are
you
there.
can also visualize the things as per your choice, because here you are just free to imagine anything in that story, and you can see the different perspectives of different people. So that is,
Yeah,
a good thing for your visualizing power.
absolutely. Okay, so we have an exemplary topic today. We have two actually: rural development and why is humor an important life skill.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to discuss about today?
I would like to go for the humor one because I don't know much about rural development.
Okay, for sure. So yeah, speaking of humor, are you a funny person? Like, do you give sarcastic remarks every now and then to your friends?
Uh, I think so. I consider myself as a funny person, but whenever I try to be funny near my parents, they just feel it's annoying. Uh,
I can totally relate to that. They don't
mm,
understand,
yeah,
actually. Okay, how does it works for you? Like on a scale of 1 to 5, how funny are you in front of your friends, to be precise?
in front of my friends, I feel that I'm really funny. I would give myself a 3.5. That's actually really
Wow.
good for me.
Yeah, 3.5 is good.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so why do you think? Hmm,
in
hmm,
front of other people, other means not my friends, I would say I'm gonna give myself a 1.5.
a 1.5? Okay,
Yeah.
not bad. Okay, now tell me, why do you think humor is important? Like to break the monotony of life, or maybe to break the boredom as well sometimes. Why do you
Yeah,
think
so
it's important?
I would say that humor is really, sort of a skill, I would say, because it lightens up your mood whenever you are in, a really tensed up situation. You can lighten up the mood by cracking some jokes or saying something funny or humorous. And I would say that if you have humor in your life isn't just boring and monotonous, I would say, because if you have humor, you know how to look at some things in a different perspective, not like a monotonous or boring perspective, like in some other perspective in which you're able to find that thing or situation a little funny. So I would say that humor, it lightens up your mood, and whenever you're in a situation where you need to lighten up the mood, you can use your humor skill, actually, not humors. And you can lighten up the mood, and maybe if you're in front of your friends or a person whom you want to get close with, so you can use your humor to break the ice and talk to them. So I would
Yes,
say
yes,
humor
yes.
is a really good thing, and having a good sense of humor is really an advantage, because you can just live your life very happily, and you can look at things in a different perspective. And what do we say that I'm not able to explain myself, I would say,
Hmm.
because if you have a good humor, you feel that your life is very cheerful, and you have that
Cheerful.
cheerful type of attitude in front of people as well. So
All
yeah,
right.
I feel having a good sense of humor is really good.
Okay. So, having said that, can we say that humor is kind of a social skill as well? Like,
Yeah, because
somewhat.
if you're in a place where you need to speak up, so you
Hmm.
can try to use your humor skills, maybe.
It totally depends on the situation as well,
Yeah,
because you
of
can't
course.
be sarcastic every now and then.
Yeah, what if you are on a stage and you have to speak something? You cannot just be sarcastic and humorous there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in front of your teachers as well.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you go to school today?
yeah.
How was your day? Tell me about it.
So I would say that my day was pretty tiring because I had to go to school at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh
For
my
that,
God,
I had
6
to
a.m.
wake up at 5 a.m. And because of the heat and the summer season, so our school timings have changed a little bit. Earlier, it used to be like till 1 p.m., but now it's only till 11 p.m. Not 11 p.m.
11 a.m. A.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we come back from school and attend online classes from 12 p.m. to 1:30
3.
p.m.
1:30. Okay. So, so you went to your school after how many days? Like, how many months to be precise?
I would say that last time I went to school, it was in February, so 2 months.
This year? This year. So, after
Yeah.
2 months. Okay. So, were you able to notice any difference in the environment of the
Yeah, I felt that whenever I see a whole line of children going to maybe the computer lab or the art class, it feels so weird to see so many people together in just one corridor. And even when
Hmm.
I see 40 students in one classroom, it feels so weird. Means earlier we used to
Yeah.
have 20 students in one classroom. Means when in August and October in 2021, when the COVID was a little less. So then I'm used to seeing that, but seeing 40 people in one room, it just it seems weird. And one thing I would say that means I had many friends when I was in class fifth, but now when I talk to them, it feels very awkward to talk to them in real life because we haven't met for a really long time.
Yeah. 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 Like after 2 years, because I
Yeah.
think you guys have grown up a lot. Like,
Hmm.
right, in 2 years, I think there are substantial changes in a human being and their
Hmm.
behavior as well and perspective as also. Okay, so this was about your first day in school. So as you said that seeing like watching 40 students in a class, so that must have been a little suffocating as well for you because
Not suffocating, but it seems pretty weird to see so many human beings around you.
Because you like okay, so that is the new normal now.
Yeah.
I think you'll have to adjust with it. So speaking of waking up early in the morning, do you like it?
No,
Like
I
waking
hate
up
it. I hate it
you hate it.
so much.
What's the trouble actually? Like when do you sleep by the way?
Near about 11 p.m.
11. So you're almost taking about 6 hours of sleep, which is I think suffice for your age, but it's not that enough. Also, I think it should be
Yeah.
probably around 7 to 8 hours
Yeah.
to get a rejuvenating sleep. So now when you wake up at 5, like how do you feel about it? See, eventually you'll have to go to school. But
Yeah.
what do you feel like doing? Like, do you feel like continue to like I want to sleep for the whole day and something like that, or maybe a
No.
little more,
No,
a
no,
little more?
never like that. Because I
Hmm.
know that if I sleep even for 1 minute, and even if I set an alarm for 1 minute, then also I'm not gonna wake up after 1 minute. I'm definitely gonna wake up after 2 hours. So I
Two
had that
hours.
in my mind that I'm gonna miss the bus, so that's why
Hmm.
I just wake up before my alarm, like just 5 or 10 minutes before the alarm because of that fear.
That's good. Okay. Do you wake up by yourself or someone else wakes you up?
I try to wake up by myself and I wake up by myself, but I fall asleep again and then someone else has to wake me up.
And specifically your mom or someone else?
My dad.
Your dad wakes you up. So when does he wake up? Wakes up.
We have to wake up at the same time, right? Because he
5.
has to give me till the bus stop.
Does he go for a morning walk? That's the reason, or he wakes you up?
No,
That's
means
the
he
reason.
has a class. I think the yoga class at six
Okay.
o'clock. So that's why.
Interesting. And is that online or like the offline mode?
I don't know that yet because I'm in school all the time.
Of course. Because your school is starts from 7 a.m., right?
6.
6 till 11, and then after you have to take classes from your home.
Yeah.
Okay. So as of now, you'll have to go school on a daily basis, or is it like a hybrid model? Like one day you have to go school and the other day you have to stay at home. Does it work
No,
like that?
it's 6 days per week continuous. You have to go to school.
What about Saturdays? Like, do you get a half day on Saturday, or is it full day?
Oh no, nothing. The Saturday is also a working day.
Saturday is also working day, so you only get one day. And what do you usually
Yeah.
do on Sundays?
I just sleep till 11 a.m. in the Sunday on Sundays.
Oh, wow, that's great.